qué asco. Odio el cilantro. Oh, how gross. I don't like cilantro. Imagine you're at a restaurant in a Spanish-speaking country. You're looking through the menu and you say, oh, I would really prefer this food without this specific ingredient. How do you ask for this in Espanol?
Or even worse, imagine you can't eat something on the menu because of an allergy or dietary need. Today, we are unpacking how to talk about food preferences in Spanish. We are going to fix this, amigos. Vamos!
Welcome to Spanglish Friends, the podcast for true beginner Spanish learners.
Hola, amigos. I'm Val, your experienced Spanish teacher and co-host from Venezuela.
And I'm Em, your Australian co-host who's been learning Spanish for 10 years.
We'll help you get confident listening and speaking beginner Spanish with content you can actually use in real-life conversations.
Subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and follow us on socials at Spanglish_friends. Let's get started.
Comencemos. Muy buenos días, Spanglish friends. Welcome back to another episode where we teach you practical Spanish you can actually use.
And if you're new, welcome. This is episodio 68, number 68, and we're talking about food preferences, food that gives you the ick, allergies, and other dietary requirements in Spanish. Eating out is such an amazing experience when you go to restaurants in Spanish-speaking countries, but sometimes you've just got to be able to explain what you like, what you don't like, what you're allergic to, and we're going to teach you how.
Exacto. So today we'll learn how to say what you want removed from a dish, how to talk about allergies, and how to explain dietary preferences. For example, vegetarian or vegan.
Yes, so let's jump into our mini conversation, una conversación pequeña, to bring it all to life. Let's imagine I'm at a restaurant and maybe I don't particularly want something in my meal.
Listen carefully and see what you can understand. ¿Lista, amiga Em?
Sí, lista, profe Val. Comencemos. Disculpe, tengo una pregunta sobre este plato.
Claro, dígame.
¿Este plato tiene frutos secos?
Sí, tiene almendras y maní.
Ah, no puedo comer frutos secos. Tengo alergia al maní.
Oh, claro, entiendo. ¿Podemos quitarle el maní?
Muchas gracias.
¿Algo más?
Sí. ¿Me da esta pizza, por favor? Pero sin piña, ¿puede?
Sí, está bien.
Genial, muchísimas gracias.
All right, amigos, let's break that down because there are some really powerful survival phrases in there.
And let's start with something super practical, saying that you don't want a particular ingredient in your meal. How do you say, I don't want this particular thing in my food?
The key word for everything is sin. S-I-N. Sin, meaning without.
You can remember it like it would be a sin to include this ingredient. So, for example, if you want a pizza without pineapple, you could say, me da una pizza sin piña, without pineapple, please.
You'll use that structure everywhere. Sin queso, sin carne, without cheese, without meat, sin cebolla, without onion, or sin cilantro. We know many people don't like coriander or cilantro.
That's right. And if by some sort of accident, if there's a mix-up in the kitchen and the food arrives and you need something removed, you can ask, ¿puede quitarle, plus the thing, por favor, ¿puede quitarle la cebolla? Can you please remove the onion? Or maybe you're vegetarian, something's accidentally arrived with meat. You can say, ¿puede quitarle la carne?
The verb quitar means to remove or to take out. Now let's move on to something really important, muy importante, food allergies, las alergias a la comida.
So to say you are allergic to something in Spanish, you can say tengo alergia a. I'm allergic to, then add the food. I use this all the time when I was traveling South America.
We found some of the most common allergies here. For example, tengo alergia a los mariscos. I'm allergic to seafood. Tengo alergia a los frutos secos. I'm allergic to nuts. Tengo alergia al maní. I'm allergic to peanuts. As Em said in our mini conversation, you can use this to explain the allergy.
Sí, es verdad. Tengo alergia al maní. I am allergic to peanuts. In some
Actually.
countries, yes, in some countries, peanut is also called cacahuate, for you to know. If you are gluten intolerant or you're celiac, you can say, no puedo comer gluten. No puedo comer gluten. I can't eat gluten. Or tengo alergia al gluten. I'm gluten intolerant, or I'm celiac, basically. Alrighty, now let's go a step further and talk about food dietary preferences. Like if you're vegetarian or you have a vegan diet, how do you tell someone that this is your food preference when you're ordering from the menu so they can help you?
With being vegetarian, you can say soy vegetariano for man and soy vegetariana for woman. Vegetariano, vegetariana.
Yes, or you might be vegan. Soy vegano or soy vegana, depending if you're male or female identifying.
Then you can ask, when you look at el menú, you could also ask, ¿hay opciones vegetarianas? Are there vegetarian options?
You could also say, hay opciones veganas. Are there vegan options? Or hay opciones sin gluten? Are there options without gluten? Lots of different ways you can ask this in advance. Or you could also say, ¿qué platos no tienen plus the thing? For example, ¿qué platos no tienen carne? Which dishes don't have meat? Or you can check, you can point to a specific dish and say, ¿este plato tiene carne? Like as a question. This plate has meat. Does it have meat? And then the Spanish-speaking world is more prepared than you would think for dietary preferences as well. When I did my big 6-month travel around South America and I was purely vegetarian and I still am, there were delicious dishes all around this. I never had a problem where I couldn't find a vegetarian dish. The general rule of thumb is the more rural you are in a country away from the major cities, you're going to have less options, but it's not 100% impossible. That's for sure. So get ready to say your food preferences wherever you are.
Exactamente. There are plenty of options and more if you are in a big city. Let's cement in our minds everything we've learned today about food preferences and dietary needs in Spanish. For changing food, use sin or puede quitarle. Remember, sin means without. Una pizza sin piña. Or directly you can say, can you take it out? Puede quitarle la piña. Puede quitarle plus the food.
And if you have any food allergies, tengo alergia a plus the thing. For example, tengo alergia al maní. I'm allergic to peanuts. Or you can say, as alternatives, no puedo comer plus the thing. No puedo comer gluten. Or tengo alergia al gluten.
For diets, you can say, soy vegetariano, soy vegetariana, soy vegano, soy vegana.
Sí, hay opciones vegetarianas. Are there vegetarian options? Hay opciones veganas. Are there vegan options? You can now use these sentences to navigate restaurants in Spanish.
¡Qué maravilloso! All right, amigos. Now it's time for you to practice everything we've learned today with nuestro reto de la semana, our challenge. Write one sentence in Spanish about your food preferences. It could be something you avoid, something you're allergic to, or your diet.
Yes, try using sin plus the food, or tengo alergia a plus the comida, or soy plus your dietary preferences.
We'll check your answers and help you improve them. How exciting!
See, speaking of exciting, it's time, as always, for our Spanglish friend shout out of the week.
This week's shout out goes to Monique, who commented on our 36th episode on Spotify saying super helpful. Ay, muchísimas gracias, Monique. Estamos muy felices. We're very happy you found our episode helpful. That's always our big goal.
Thanks for being part of our community, Monique. And spoiler alert, amigos, next episode, we're going to be building upon our real life Spanish skills with something that's super important. How do we catch an Uber or a taxi to maybe get to a restaurant, get to where we want to go in a Spanish speaking country, en español?
This is a survival crash course. Catching a bus, booking a restaurant, and taking an Uber. Okay, amigos, until next time, we are going to see you soon. Ciao, ciao. Thanks for listening to Spanglish Friends. We are both so proud of the time you're investing to level up your Spanish skills.
If you've enjoyed today's episode, follow us, leave a rating, or tell a friend about the show. It helps our awesome community grow.
Join fellow beginner Spanish learners by following us on Instagram and TikTok at Spanglish_friends.
Congratulations on taking another step in your Spanish learning journey.
Hasta la próxima, amigos.